Learn English through story. The Parable of the Two Brothers. In a small village nestled between two mountains, there lived two brothers, Elias and Thomas. Their parents had passed away years ago, leaving them with a modest piece of land and a simple house. Despite their close age, the brothers were very different in temperament. Elias, the elder, was cautious, prudent, and often considered the wiser of the two. Thomas, on the other hand, was passionate, ambitious, and always eager to seize opportunities, no matter the risk. As the years passed, their differing personalities led them down separate paths. Elias preferred the quiet life, tending to the family's land and ensuring the farm thrived. He believed that the key to a good life was to remain steady, avoid unnecessary risks, and always have something to fall back on. Thomas, however, was not content with this simple existence. He yearned for more wealth, more excitement, more of everything that life could offer. One day, Thomas heard rumors of a distant city where fortunes were made overnight. Merchants spoke of a thriving trade market where one could turn a small investment into a substantial fortune. Thomas was captivated by the idea. He decided to leave the village and travel to the city, believing that he could achieve great wealth and return home a rich man. Before leaving, Thomas approached Elias. "Brother," he said, "I am going to the city to make my fortune. I ask you to give me my share of the land and the inheritance so that I can invest it." Elias was hesitant. He knew the city was far, and he had heard tales of people losing everything in pursuit of riches. But seeing the determination in Thomas's eyes, he reluctantly agreed. He divided the land and gave Thomas his share, along with half of their savings. Thomas thanked his brother and set off for the city with dreams of wealth filling his mind. For the first few months, everything seemed to go as planned. Thomas invested in various ventures, made quick profits, and felt on top of the world. The city's fast-paced life suited his ambitious nature, and he believed he was on the brink of something truly great. However, as time went on, the risks Thomas took began to catch up with him. A few bad investments led to losses, and in his attempt to recover, he gambled more, taking even bigger risks. One by one, his ventures failed. The wealth he had amassed quickly dwindled, and soon, Thomas found himself with nothing. He was left destitute, ashamed, and too proud to return home as a failure. Meanwhile, Elias continued his quiet life in the village. He worked diligently on the farm, saving what little he could and living modestly. The villagers often praised Elias for his wisdom and steady nature. Though he missed his brother, Elias believed that Thomas was on his way to becoming a wealthy man, as they rarely heard from him. Years passed, and one day, a disheveled man appeared at the village's edge. It was Thomas, barely recognizable. His clothes were tattered, his face gaunt, and his eyes hollow with despair. The journey back to the village had been long and arduous, as he had no money to travel by carriage. When he finally reached the family home, he hesitated at the door, unsure of how his brother would receive him. Elias, upon hearing a knock, opened the door and was shocked to see Thomas in such a state. Without a word, he embraced his brother and brought him inside. Despite his initial surprise, Elias didn't question Thomas about his journey or his failures. Instead, he prepared a meal and offered Thomas a place to rest. That evening, as they sat by the fire, Thomas finally spoke. "Brother, I have been a fool. I sought riches and glory, but I found only misery and loss. I lost everything, including my pride. I have nothing left. Elias listened quietly and then said, "You may have lost your wealth, Thomas, but you have not lost your family. You are my brother, and as long as I live, you will never be without a home." Thomas was overwhelmed with gratitude, but also with guilt. "But how can I repay you? I have nothing to offer." Elias smiled softly and replied, "You don't need to repay me, Thomas. Life is not about what we gain or lose in material wealth, but about the relationships we build and the love we share. You took a different path, but that does not make you any less my brother. Together, we will rebuild." Over the following months, Thomas worked alongside Elias on the farm. It was hard work, and the life was far simpler than the one he had pursued in the city, but Thomas found a new sense of peace and fulfillment. The brothers grew closer, and Thomas learned to appreciate the steady rhythm of village life. He realized that true wealth was not in gold or silver, but in the bonds of family and the contentment of a life well lived. And so, the brothers lived out their days together, proving that while ambition can lead one astray, the love and support of family can always guide them back home. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you enjoyed, then please like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.